A furious Michael Prince is seen storming through Axe Capital's office, grabbing up a chair and hurling it through the glass window into Wendy Rhodes' office in the chilly opening. Prince walks in and inquires as to why he is not qualified to run for president while Wendy is still reeling from his entrance. After a brief blackout, the words 5 months earlier are written on the screen. As Wendy Rhodes confidently approaches Axe Capital in the first scene of Billions, she finds it vacant with the exception of Prince waiting for her. Wendy muses on the possibility of an intervention as Prince explains that he wants Wendy's skills to prepare him for something more than just helping Axelrod focus. She realizes that the chronology has changed as she ponders why the unexpected acceleration took place. Now, Mike Prince wants to run for president in 2024 rather than 2028 and, ideally, win. And it is dreadful, due to the fact that Mike Prince has consumed his own Kool-Aid, as Wendy and the audience can see. He really thinks that he has the wisdom necessary to save this dying country and bring it back to the light, even if doing so requires letting the populace scream and kick. She signals to Wags to meet at their customary Kung Pao location and asks him to deliver a message to him since she finds it horrifying enough. Even after hearing Wendy's cries and attempting to determine if Prince is actually only driven by egomania or hallucination, Wags learns enough to make the decision to act ignorant. Axe's diligent attorney, Orrin Bach, decides to eat 2 pieces of Joe's pizza, listen to Wendy's arguments, and pretend ignorance, giving Wendy a similar look. Conversely, the war's 2 fronts are advancing swiftly. Michael Prince has made the decision to take a break from running Prince Capital on a daily basis. In order to accomplish this, he appoints his unflappable attorney Kate Sacker, an ex-protege of Chuck Rhodes, to act as the intermediary between Prince and the 2 successors, Taylor Mason and Philip Charan, and sends his 2 major assistants, Wags and Scooter, to inform them of the situation. None of the 2 successors signed up to take over Prince Capital, which is a concern for them. The foundation of Prince's agenda had previously been Taylor Mason Carbon, an autonomous internal subsidiary that would be used to invest in ESG opportunities. However, it would be far more advantageous for Prince if his 2 brilliant gems were seen as running his business with the help of his directing invisible hand. If the distinct business exists, it may put doubt on the bigger hedge fund as a whole and on Prince personally, something he couldn't accept. Not while Cuban declines his invitation to come into the office and be interviewed by him for a potential vice presidential post. It's always amusing and yet entertaining to see Billions blatantly go deep into the illusion, whether they're from 1970s or 1980s movies, rock tunes and albums, or, in the case of Mark Cuban, hardcore wrestling as an example for his management style. The viewer may either keep up with the illusions or simply assume that the characters are hip enough to toss these references around and others will grasp them. It demonstrates the daredevil spirit of the authors. On the advice of his confidante, Attorney General Dave Mahar, Chuck Rhodes secretly planned to be disavowed and exiled from the legal community at the end of Season 6 so that she could bring Prince down without Rhodes' transgressions bringing her down with him. As a consequence, Rhodes can no longer have family meal out without hiding his face or having his children try so hard not to make him feel bad. Tamati excels at portraying this persona. His luck changes, however, when irritating reporter Lucian Porter decides to use Chuck Rhodes as a crusader defending the principles of the system inside the system itself, for which he has twice been ousted from office. When Rhodes and Mahar realize that Porter's tale and generosity are part of a PR effort demanding that the case be dismissed, Rhodes finds himself suddenly surrounded by people like Bernie Sanders and Alexandra Ocasio-Cortez. The authors of Billions deserve praise for staying contemporary with the political and media environment of today, when, happily or unhappily, the court of public opinion may become a potent instrument. As seen by the U.S. Marshal encircling Dave Mahar in the middle of the street during their altercation, it carries the danger of turning Rhodes into Dave Mahar's adversary. Rhodes reasoned that he had been waiting for Mahar to come up with a strategy so that they could both defeat Prince and clear Rhodes at the same time, but she hadn't revealed her specifics. Everything is now fair game. Contrarily, unfair trade practices are what ultimately catches the attention of a weed-addled Maffei, who then notifies Taylor, Wendy, and Wags before making the connection. Axelrod signaling his desire to meet is the distinctive feature of signature trading, and it denotes that both Wags and Orrin took Wendy's warnings seriously enough to enlist the services of the top heavyweights. And Wendy Rhodes finally sees the largest cannon at the base of the Tower of London. Robert Axelrod has returned after engaging in trade during the crisis between Ukraine and Russia despite being required by law to leave the country. However, Wendy, Wags, and Taylor have finally asked him to return from exile to fight in the battle. The fact that the chess pieces are starting to fit together may be appropriate. In order to convince Prince that everything at Prince Capital is running well and that money is coming in, Taylor and Philip even succeeded in bringing back Dollar Bill to the organization. However, in fact, Prince is being attacked from inside by forces that are now being directed by the devil you don't know. Unbeknownst to them all, Chuck Rhodes is also freed from his restraints. Although he is ignorant of Axelrod's reappearance, his current objective may be Prince, since he is capable of reuniting with Axelrod if required, as it occurred on Season 5. But it seems that there will be two fronts in the battle against the billionaire, and possibly because it is the last season, the sense of urgency is evident.